Hello everyone, Neofizz here, and welcome back. A lot has happened since my last episode. I've done some upgrades, so I haven't done anything really new. I've just made a few changes. So, in this episode, I'm going to show you the changes and upgrades that I've done. So, nothing's really changed out in this area or over here, still the same thing. One thing I did do though is I put glass toppers on all of these gardens, and the reason why is because every now and then a golem would spawn in there and start trampling the crops, so that was becoming a drag. I took away all of the sugar cane from the edge of this pond here and put half slabs in. And the reason why is then when these golems get stuck in here, instead of me having to kill them, I could just push them out. I couldn't push them when it was a full block height. Uh, but when it's a half a block like that, I can push them back out to land and they start moving again. Once they get in water, they just they walk a certain number of steps, and if that doesn't get them out, they just stop completely and stay there for good. So, now I have a way of taking care of them. And this is kind of funny. Every now and then I see a door left open like that. There might be a problem with having so many doors and so many villagers. It's nighttime now, so you can't see, but in the daytime, this place is just bustling with villagers now. I think I've counted 9 golems in here now. Don't ask me how a cow got out. I'm not sure if it got out or it just spawned out here. Uh, I had one over on the other side that spawned on the outside as well. Or at least I think it spawned. These guys have been in here since shortly after I released them from the original buildings. They just keep sitting in there and floating away. I'm thinking of opening it up to let them out, but I really don't want to let the chickens out. I want to keep them in there. So for now, they're in there and they're stuck in there. So yeah, all the gardens got topped off with the glass to cover them up nicely. And the one, forgot, left that open. I don't want to leave that open. Don't want anyone falling in. So I created an opening down into the skeleton spawner. So I've got a proper entrance to get down in there. And here's where the major changes have occurred. Major upgrade. Now, this isn't skeleton spawner anymore. This is skeleton factory, along with pig spawner. So here I've made some major changes to this. This looks about the same as it always did before, but I don't have a switch on the side anymore. Instead I have controls all over here. So here, first, I can turn the water on for the skeletons. So there you can see the water starting to flow for them. Then once the water's done flowing, I can come over here and I can hit the light switch here to turn their lights off and they start spawning. Now normally when I'm not doing anything here, I have the lights for the pigs turned off and I have the water turned off as well. And this is all dispensers that are holding the water, so I can just reverse the dispenser to pull the water back, and that shuts the water off for that and pretty much completely shuts down the spawner in the dark like that. They spawn a little bit, but nothing like what they're doing when it's all turned on. So turn their water back on, turn their lights back on, and here I've got this button that says that it's the piggy pistons on off button. Because up there, let's go up and take a look. See, I've got you can see I've got the spawner there. I've got this line of pistons. They spawn within an 8x8 just like all other mobs. So I basically just put in 2 strips of grass with the pig spawner, and this is a special server thing. The pig spawner will spawn when I think the light level is 9 or higher and there's grass. So they only spawn where there's grass. And I've got these pistons hooked up to a clock so that every 30 seconds they push and push the pigs into the water canal so they can float right along. So here, I'll flip that on. The pistons push. Let's go up and take a look. And you can see the pistons fall, or the pigs fall into the canal, and they come floating around. And you can see I use the stair sign trick here to move them up this staircase of water. And when they get to the end here, they fall right off the edge. And that drops them just about the right height to where they become a one-punch kill. Well, I guess if we weren't lagging, they would have been a one-punch kill. But the server's been lagging a bit, so I'm not actually getting the hit on them. Or I've lost my punching skill. I have to hit them more. That's what it looks like now. Yeah. See, they're bouncing, but they weren't dying. So I guess the MMO has been sort of turned off or something like that, so I don't get the skills that I normally have. So I'll quickly take you down to show you. Down here is where we've got our 30-second timer. So this basically just keeps pushing that glass block around in circles, and when the glass block gets here, it allows a redstone circuit to be completed. So we'll wait to see that, and then that lights this line up, which drives over there to light up the pistons. So here comes the glass block. There, when it hits that point, it lights this whole circuit up, and this is what pushes the pistons. Right? So when I hit the button's up this way. That comes down here, and not only does it activate the pistons that first time, but it also runs over here where we've got a T flip-flop. And the T flip-flop will turn this whole thing on and off. And this little piston deal here is the on-off mechanism for all of this. So when that piston gets retracted, it breaks the circuit, so it stops cycling the clock. So when I leave, I turn this off all the time. Big problem is I have to make sure I don't turn it off when the glass block's sitting right here. Because if I do that, it sort of locks everything up. Everything gets sort of locked into the on position then. Yeah. So that's that. And what the heck was this over here now? I'm trying to remember. Oh, right. That was running. What was that running again? Oh, right. This turns all the dispensers on and off that hold the water for the canals for the pigs. Yeah. That's what that was. Okay, so that's the big change we've seen here. Over here, this takes me up to the lighting room above. Go up. Check this out. So I just used torches in towers on both sides, so there's a light switch for each bank, and both of these also lead to T flip-flops to turn them on and off. So right now this is the skeleton spawner turned on, which means lights turned off, and the pig spawner turned on, which means lights turned on. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Well, at least it seems like it after it's all done. The setup of this was a little bit of fun. So you can see here, I'm just using, the button is on the other side of that block, and that activates this redstone, which in turn will turn this torch on or off, and that cascades up the stack of torches, on, off, until I get to the top where the torch activates the redstone on top of this block. So it works pretty good. Nice automatic lighting system. Normally I have this closed though, but I was showing this to someone yesterday and I opened all the doors for it. So let's give this a try. I also have this. So when I flip this lever, it activates that piston. You saw it move. And that's got a glass block on it, and that seals off the canal so that no more skeletons can fall in. See? And then I push this button, and the pistons come out and suffocate them to bring them down to a one-punch kill. But because the MCMMO isn't set right now, these are not one-punch kills anymore. So it's going to take multiple punches. So this is kind of a drag. Just when I wanted to demonstrate this, they turn off the MCMMO on the server. But, oh well, them's the breaks. I have to punch like crazy. Now you'll notice on the bottom left, I'm getting money for killing these guys, and that's why the pigs are here. It's because the numbers are dropping. And if I kill a pig, there, a pig died. And so now when I kill one of these, I get the maximum money again. So I'm back up to 12. Well, normally I'll kill 3 of these guys, and then kill another pig. And that resets the numbers. Oh, we're up to 25 cents each, so let's kill... Normally I'll kill a pig for every one when I'm like that, so I can maximize my my money. Yeah, so that's how that works. Let's get rid of these guys, and then I'll show you the mechanism for them. Normally it takes me 4 punches to kill these guys. Okay, let me turn your lights back on so that we stop the spawner. We'll get the rest of these guys. Now where did I put the door? Oh, here it is. There's a trap door here. And this brings me down. And here we've got these torches here. Go up this little torch ladder. And I think it's right above those 2 blocks there is where the pistons are. So the torches activate the pistons by way of this redstone. And here I'm using an RS NOR latch here. This right here. And that, you know, turns on the pistons, runs the timer, and when the timer gets to the end, it turns off the pistons. But I think if they're going to leave the MCMMO off, then I'm going to have to add more timing to this. But we'll wait and see. And, right, this takes us over to where some of the other stuff is. Yeah. So we won't worry about it. Yeah, there is some caves in here to explore as well. I'll get to that eventually. So that basically shows you what's going on here. Is I really made some major changes and improvements. So let's turn the skeleton water off. And yeah, the pig meat flies everywhere when you're killing them. I think it's because of the confined space that they're in there. Okay, let's turn the piggy pushy pistons off. So that's off now. And as soon as that pig floats up the water, I'll turn the water and the lights off too. Actually, let's turn the lights off now. And here comes the piggy. And we can turn off the water. There, so we've got everything minimized. Let me kill these guys one more time. Boy, the server's lagging a bit today, eh? Yeah, so I usually like to punch them, so I don't waste my weapons or anything. If I can kill them by punching them, why not? That way I'm not using any resources up. Except for food. But because I got pigs going galore, I'm eating pork chops like there's no tomorrow now. So I'm in pretty good shape that way. So we can go all the way back up now. So you've seen that. That's the major change and improvement here. And when I'm AFKing at that, it takes me no time at all to get up to level 30 for enchanting. So that's good. So that's everything over here at the village that I wanted you to see that's changed. So we'll go back to my home. So here we are back at home, and here you can see things have changed here as well. I've laid the floor down with mycelium, and I like the mycelium because it changes color as the day changes. And I've changed the chests. I moved them all sideways, so these are all double chests turned sideways. So that just enabled me to fit more into a smaller space, and so that's I'm trying to keep it so I don't use any more storage than that. If these fill, then I use the stuff up, or I start throwing it away or sell it or something. And these ones aren't labeled because, I don't know, I guess I'm just remembering by memory what everything is. I think this whole stack is nothing but logs. Yep. And way over here on this side, I think the first two are coal and the last two are blaze rods. This one's food. Uh, these two are all bones from that skeleton spawner. This one and this one. Yeah. This is all dyes and colors. These four I haven't used yet, and I don't think I've used these four either. Here I've got my assorted, this is just assorted stuff, mostly armor and weapons. And here I've got a zillion enchanted books. I've been enchanting like there's no tomorrow, and I'm getting a few pretty good ones. A few, not tons. Over here I've got some feather falling. Wait a second, I had, oh there we are. I got so far out of enchanting all of these books. I've gotten one silk touch book, and I'm saving that. I think I'm gonna do a shovel because I think I want grass more than I want to be able to pick up ores. Like, you know, that picking up ores is good if you got tons of silk touch, but without that, I think I'd rather be able to just use a shovel to pick up ice blocks and grass blocks and mycelium blocks. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing with that. As you can see here, I put some paintings on the wall, and we finished off this hallway that leads down to the farm and put paintings all around here as well. So this is kind of nice. I've got an endless water supply there now as well. And here, I put in these little waterfalls here to make this back wall all nice and blue. But I've also got it turns into kind of like a secret passage area back in here. So this is just halls in the back where I had to open up for putting lighting around all the chests. So that helps light a lot of the room up as well. And this here was a special tunnel I dug. I worked out the numbers and I dug. And this leads up around to my nether portal. So I no longer have to go through this secret door here to get in here. Well, I can if I'm already outside, because this is probably a quicker way in than coming from the other way. But this is almost an obsolete entrance now, because I'll probably be inside most of the time when I decide I'm going to the nether. This, as we already know, this tunnel goes down and leads all the way to the village, and this is really nothing up here. This is just, I put soil in here so this would all turn into mycelium as well. I think most of, aside from the farmland itself, I think I'm going to make all my floors mycelium, because I like the way they change color throughout the day. Keeps the variety up. And if you can see I've put my enchanting table into basically the middle of the room now, and I've got a torch underneath it there to light the area. And this fits in perfect with that one space there for the anvil. So I've got 15 bookshelves here for a maximum enchantment of 30 levels. This whole thing here, you know, you'd think it's like, oh, well, what does he want to go up there for? And I don't really. This is shelter from Enderman. I find Enderman in here a lot, so I could shelter myself here and then kill them. You can see I've put basically a nether brick border into the ceiling and put sandstone. This is actually smooth sandstone ceiling because it was slightly lighter than the regular sandstone, and it's just some random pattern up there. I've got half slab sandstone blocks up there, and that creates a funny lighting glitch, and that's why it's so dark up there. See, if I remove one of these, pretty high up, and you can see the lighting changes because it's just a funny lighting glitch with the half slabs. And I thought, well, I'll take advantage of that. And you can see here I've put the stone brick walls in, Down here I've changed things a bit too. I finished off the ceiling and used that kind of funny pattern all around as well, using the sandstone half slabs once again. And basically every place you see a spot like this, there was dirt there. So that, well, I'll take advantage of the randomness of that and put these random splotches up in the ceiling to break it up a bit. The entire outer wall here I've got now is also stone brick, but I covered it all with the vines. I basically just put vines all along the top and it all grew. And I've got all kinds of little side pockets like this that I'm going to turn into little mini gardens. Just, for variety and visual effect. This is an opening going up into what seems like it's going to be a pretty wide open cave, but because it's got such a big fall here, nothing can get up. So I didn't put a door on it or anything. I just lit it up good. Nothing's going to come in from down this way. All right. So that's okay there. So generally, that's what we've done. I still have to work on the sheep farm, although I did, oddly enough, some sheep randomly spawned. I keep losing them out here too. That's really weird. Some sheep randomly spawned way out in the other corner, and I lured them down here and fenced them in. But I've had 4 in here, and I keep coming back, and some have died. So I think they're glitching through the blocks. These guys, I cut their numbers down to 8 a while ago, and they're still 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, there's still 8 here. So these ones aren't glitching through the blocks, which is kind of lucky. So I'm still trying to decide on size and shape here, but I don't know. This will be a later project. And here I found, this is what I've done with all of my silverfish blocks that I've found, is I've encased them in glass like this, sort of enshrined them somewhat. So if they were up near the ceiling, I did this sort of thing with them. And if they were down lower, like these, I did this sort of thing with them. And here we have another Enderman shelter. There's a few spots like this where I had either a cave or just a pocket or something here. And I decided, well, I'll create a way to get up to it, and I might do something with this in the future. So I've got a few spots like this throughout the whole area as well. See, there's another one here. This one I think was bigger. No, it's smaller. Oh no. Yeah. Right, this one seemed like a stairway going up, and I'm not sure. These blocks I put here because these are right above the half slabs, and if there isn't a solid block above it, then you don't get that lighting glitch. So if I took those blocks out, then this would sort of light up, but in a weird way. So I thought, well, it'd be better to just have it uniformly dark, so that's why I put the blocks above. Now that I have that skeleton spawner with a pig spawner, this little pig farm is not nearly so necessary. You can see I'm eating pork chops now, and I've got them coming out the wazoo now that I've got that spawner working for me. So I get the feeling I'm going to end up closing this down, maybe doing something else with it, or filling it in. But all those little pockets on the sides, like I've seen here, like this here, I'm going to decorate them up kind of like I did with that one over there. So, yeah, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with this spot here. I hate the fact that I dug it all out and set it up, and now it's going to be kind of useless. I don't know, maybe I'll leave a few pigs in there just for the fun of it, but that won't be a pig production farm in any way. And it's kind of in the way. If I want to make this sheep farm really work for me, I'm going to need that space. So I might end up either moving this or filling it in or something. We'll have to wait and see. So you can see everything's growing nicely. With the MCMMO, one of the skills you get is herbalism. And the more stuff you grow and harvest, the higher your herbalism is. And what's really brutal here is when I go through this whole farm, and harvest everything in here, my herbalism goes up 10 points. Normally you have to work hard to have stuff go up 1 point, but there is so much stuff here to harvest. I go up 10 points every time I harvest this. So yeah, you can see I've still got the mushrooms there. Here's another uppy spot. This is a really small little thing, but like I say, I might expand these. I might turn this into a whole upper floor. And these will just be entrances to it. You never know. I might hollow up out a whole new level up there at some point. So we'll have to wait and see what I do with that. Yeah, so yeah, all kinds of nifty little pockets like this that I can set up nice pretty gardens. And I still have a lot of flat space available here, you can see. Tons of flat space available still. So you can see I moved the cactus as well as the nether wart. I kept a little bit around here because I thought, it kind of looked good with the lava. And this here where we had the chute going down to our zombie spawner, I sort of laid that out sort of nicely too. And this is where all the nether wart went. You can see I made extensive use of glowstone because I thought it, here we are, we've got nether wart, we got soul sand, we have glowstone, we have nether brick. They all look pretty good together. And oddly enough, the sandstone looks good with the nether brick as well, so I sort of made use of that. Here we have some more of these silverfish blocks that got in the way, so I thought, well, I'll just enshrine them here and work around it. These were originally up in one of my hallways. I used pistons to move all those down to here. So that was kind of a nice thing about those blocks is you can move them with pistons without setting them off. So they kind of stay there sound asleep until you disturb them. So I've got various spots here like this with the water. I think I still want to decorate this some more, put in a few lily pads, lay some flowers down around it, stuff like that, make it look nicer. Oh, one more thing is over here. You see I got double torches here, and the reason I've got these double torches is those double torches mark the borders of chunks. So when I come down here, I put in these glass walls, and the reason why is because when the water was off here, every now and then I'd come by and there'd be a slime in here. So I decided I'll border off these chunks, and then next time a slime appears, I'll see which one of these 4 chunks it appears in. Oddly enough, this chicken farm ended up right smack in the center of a border for 4 different chunks. So it turned out it was this chunk over here is where they've been spawning. So I set this place to a level of 45 because you have to be below this level for slimes to spawn. But down here is below the level, so they will spawn down here. So what I'm thinking is, knowing that this is a slime chunk, I'm going to go below this point, wait till I get below all this stuff, and build a slime farm based on this active chunk, knowing that slimes will spawn there. So that'll be a future project, something that I'm planning to do in the future. So there you are. This is extensive showing of everything that I've done here so far. You can see I really like it with the ceiling all done and the walls covered. I was thinking I might do some more future expanding here, but I'll do it in a different way with like passages and walls separating this from the other areas that I expand into. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this update, and have a wonderful day, and until next time, this is Neofizz signing out.